What's up? Welcome, Pokerbrandon here. And in this hand, I am playing at Resorts World in Las Vegas, Nevada. I gotta be honest, I was playing a little bit sloppy here. It was about 1 a.m. on a Monday. This was gonna be my last time playing poker, so I was trying to create some action for myself. Anyway, this is gonna limp all the way around to me in the cutoff. I quickly limp. And reason being is just it's my last day in Vegas playing poker, and I just wanted to get some action. I think 4 or 5 offsuit though in this spot. A limp is not the worst idea if you really know the people behind you are not going to raise. Which this table, I gotta say, the 1-3 at the Resorts World 100 to 400 cap was pretty very just tourist heavy. Everybody, no really pros here at all. Maybe one grinder at the table, and then everyone else was sort of drinking and having a good time. Now the button opened to 20 and everybody called pretty much, right? 1, 2, 3, 4 callers. And then being last to act now with 4 or 5, I don't think it's the worst thing in the world to call if you have the ability and you're willing to play post flop. So calling just to hit with 4 or 5 off is not really a winning strat against 4 or 5 other opponents. But if you're willing to call and then bluff at it if it gets checked to you, then okay, you have a little bit more of a reason to call. So I sort of factored in the fact that I was last to act, and I knew nobody could prevent me from seeing a flop. So I make the call to 20, and we go to a flop 6 ways. Flop is 2, 4, 6. Now, when it checks around to me, I was going to check raise the button, who I believed had an overpair. This is going to quickly check around to the button, and when I saw the flop, I just sort of, after seeing 3 checks, I told myself, if the low jack checks, I'm gonna check, and I have a good feeling button's gonna bet, maybe even jam, and then I get to see what all the players do after the jam, and if they all fold, I was just gonna call off, or if they all fold, I could check raise the button, which I believed had an overpair, but at this point, playing in Vegas with the pot being this huge, and the button only having about 130 left, I think it was like an okay call. Maybe not the best call, but an okay call. Button bets 40, and then big blind and low jack make the call. Low jack was you gotta say he was a retired man. I wrote Titleist on his name because he was wearing a Titleist hat. And he seemed like a guy on vacation, but he knew what he was doing. He wasn't putting money in with nothing. So I was more worried about him and the fact that he had me covered. We had about the same stack. So I just make the call here, and what I want to see is a 3 or 4. And I do see it. So now big blind checks it, Titleist checks it to me, and now at this point I just felt like the lady behind me was going to jam her whole stack, but I did not want to allow her to jam her stack if I checked and then have the recreational guy make the call to 90 and then have him feel committed with like a flush draw, and then when I put in my see, this is where it gets kind of weird, because I did not want any more draws in the hand. I just wanted to win this pot right now outright against the button, which I believed I was good now. I believe she had an overpair, and I didn't want anyone else to feel committed to the pot. So the best way I felt like going about this was trying to get heads up with the button only, and I felt like if I just jammed my whole stack, she was going to call, and then both other opponents would fold. So I jam my whole stack, but everybody folds.
Show me your bluff.
I'll show you for 20.
I like it. Hello knows.
See?
Hello knows.
You want to see?
I'll tell you what I have.
So I was pretty bummed that not even the button had an overpair to make the call there. I thought it was really weird of her to bet a hand like ace king with 5 other opponents in the pot with her stack size. But like I said, these players were doing a little bit of some abnormal things, and I was only playing with them for about 30 to 45 minutes at this point, so I didn't really know how everybody played. But I was surprised that the button played this way because she was like 3-betting pre-flop, so she kind of seemed like she was only 3-betting good hands. But anyway, that's going to be it. This hand is going to be over, and this was my hand at Resorts World in Vegas. And how about let me show you a clip of a cool monster truck jump that I saw yesterday. This was tech deck, went for some huge air, did a flip, almost landed, crashed, but saved himself. I'm Pokerbrandon, and I'm out.